Hey, check it out, it's Adam and Kate, and we are down at Platform Calgary, which is that crazy looking building on 9th Ave.
Platform Calgary has been helping entrepreneurs and startups set themselves up and accelerate fast. So if you guys want to come check this out, these doors open in June. See you there.
Hey, check it out, we're at Platform at downtown Calgary. Platform is that super cool building you've been wondering about on 9th Ave across from the Calgary Public Library. And with us today, we have David Yiptong, who's the Director of Acceleration here at Platform. And we have Umair Tazim, who is the founder and CEO of Embold, who actually went through programming here at Platform. So welcome, guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for being here. Well, I guess you're already here on a regular basis, is that correct?
Yes, we are.
You are, yes. So thanks for having us here is what I want to say. But David, tell us and our audience what Platform Calgary is all about.
So Platform Calgary is really all about helping build the entrepreneurial community here in Calgary, specifically in the tech and startup innovation community. So we do that through a combination of programs to help entrepreneurs learn the skills they need to build their businesses. Partners, we've got well over 60 partners who've banded together to basically help entrepreneurs like Umair through their journey. And finally, we have Place, which is the building. And really, we now have a central location, a home, a physical home in Calgary for the startup and innovation community.
And this building is cool. Like, you guys have got so much going on, and we got to walk in when you guys were having your meeting and seeing everybody way up in these like bleacher stands. It was, I got excited just looking at it, walking in here. You guys really have a cool
And
space.
talk about innovation. This was actually originally a parking lot.
Well, it was designed as a parkade, and it was also the parkade has also been designed to be future-proof. So the parking levels can be converted into usable, like either a residential space or office space in the future. Okay. So they made design considerations for that in the building itself.
Very cool.
I love that. That's great innovation. How did you get involved, David?
I got involved, looking for a way of combining my engineering background and business background together. Got an opportunity to work with an organization that was looking at university technologies at the time, and creating spin-out companies from them. Used that experience to start working with entrepreneurs and sharing the difficulties, the trials, the things you have to learn in building a company and even figuring out if your idea is worthwhile.
Right.
And we started building our own programming back in 2016, and since then it's just grown and grown and grown. And the changes really came in 2018 when Umair joined our Junction Program, and that was really us sort of pouring everything we knew into one program.
Amazing.
Let's talk about that program.
Tell us about Embold and your story.
Yeah, for sure. I started Embold in July 2018, and at the time I was about a year out of school, and I had been running another marketing business, and I was working with local businesses with their online marketing needs. Influencer marketing was something that kept coming up from my clients, and as I was trying to help them out with it, I saw that a lot of the solutions in the market were primarily enterprise-focused solutions that left my clients like small, medium-sized businesses or businesses that didn't have $100,000 to spend on influencers at one time, and felt like there was a gap in the market that we could solve. And I just started cold calling any advertiser who would pick up my call to see if this was a problem that they also shared. And that's kind of how our journey started. And luckily, that was the year that Platform launched their first Junction cohort. And that's how I got involved.
How did you hear about it?
I actually heard about Startup Calgary from a random Facebook post, and I went to a Startup Calgary event, and that's where they told me about Junction. Actually, there was one of their original business model canvases, their initial startup programming, and I think it was either that day or the next day. It was like the deadline to apply for Junction. So I just came home and just put something together. I remember when I actually started Junction, they told me that not David, but another advisor told me that my application was really bad. No one really understood what we did. And they just kind of took a chance on me, and I'm glad that they did.
Okay. So now that you know what you do, what is Embold?
well, we're building the most accessible influencer marketing platform in the world. Really, what we're trying to do is make influencer marketing so easy that any business, regardless of their size, can jump on and find influencers that they want to work with. Like, you know, it's easy for a business to go buy a Facebook ad, right? But it should be just as easy for them to go find a handful of influencers that they want to work with and start you know, promoting their business.
Well, and you know, what you've got is so important because there's a lot of people who are, you know, influencers with lots of following out there, but they don't have the engagement, right? But they're taking money or in-kind offers to make videos, and there's not a translation. So to have somebody go like, hey, let me look at the influencers and their actual impact engagement levels, which I assume is part of what you do,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
To be able to put the right people forward and connect the right networks. That's huge. And most people don't understand that, right? Like, 'cause, well, you're a business owner, you're worried about your business. That's amazing. That's a great offering. So tell us about the Junction program.
Yeah, for sure. So when I started Junction, I was about maybe 3 or 4 months into my journey at Embold, and it was just me. And what was nice about that program was that it came at a great time for me because I was like all up in the air, you know. Initially, just like a lot of other entrepreneurs I talked to, you know, we think when we launch our website, our servers are going to crash, and you know, obviously that did not happen. But what was nice about that is I was immediately able to come into a structured program where I was able to take a systematic approach to one, like understanding who my customers are, what my market needs to be, and then how to go about building product and then pursuing those customers. So it really allowed me to take my thoughts and actually put some action behind it, you know, so yeah.
Right, so you're not just,
Yeah.
I think I'll do this today.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
So here's a question. If you could pick 3 things, top 3 things that you learned at Junction or that have helped you, what would they be?
Yeah, I would say the biggest value for me, were, like the 3 big things was, one, the programming. That was super helpful, just being able to come in and learn from experts on how to go about building product or how to go about building a sales process, a marketing plan, things like that, which I hadn't done before. Second was the advisors like David, you know, a ton of others, where these were experts that had been involved in startups or in growing companies, building companies, and having that expertise, you know, that was something very new to me, and it was a huge help. And then lastly, it was the community, like meeting other founders, other entrepreneurs, advisors, investors, things like that. That was very helpful in our journey as well.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And David, same question for you. What is the biggest impact you've seen from platform and programs like Junction for startups?
I think, like Umair mentioned, it's to show them they're not alone, that they have either colleagues, fellow startup founders that are going through exactly the same you know, challenges that they're experiencing, but also that with the Junction program, we actually engaged a lot of the community to help deliver it. So it also helped, I think it helped show the entrepreneur that there's a network out there of people and resources that actually want to support these startup founders in their journey. So that was a big thing, because I know you got to meet a lot of investors that you wouldn't normally get to meet or would be hard to cold call. And that was really valuable, just to have those initial conversations and get to know them. So that was really valuable. We've taken all of our learnings from the Junction program and poured it into the Alberta Catalyzer program, which is a program that we're delivering with our partners in Edmonton. And we've been asked to actually deliver it, make this available province-wide. So this type of programming is now available to sort of any entrepreneur in Alberta.
Amazing. So one last question. I know that Calgary has a very cyclical economy, thanks to our oil and gas industry. Do you think we are going to put a mark on the map for tech innovation here in Canada?
I think so. I think already, when you look at how Calgary and really successful companies in Calgary have made a huge mark internationally, it doesn't get promoted as much because there is a dominant industry here in Calgary. But companies like Benevity, I always love the story of Chaotix and how they help Lego transform their business. You know, there's so many different examples of that that have come through, and in all sectors, health, in clean tech, and like I said, even in retail. I think yeah, Calgary's poised. We have the right talent, and people. It's just about channeling the energy in the right direction.
I love that. I love that you talk about the energy, because I know when I walked into the building, there's just like, there's innovation, there's creativity, there's stickies on the wall. There's like, you walk in here and your mindset just changes, right? And as an entrepreneur, you have some dark days, right? So you kind of need to be in that positive space, which is super cool. So if people want to apply to the program or get to know you guys, how do they get a hold of you?
They can always find more information at platformcalgary.com, and the Alberta Catalyzer program is always open for applications, and you can find more information at albertacatalyzer.com as well.
And what about for Embold? How do we get a hold of influencers to do some of our marketing?
Yeah, you can visit our website. It's embold.co, or if you're a founder that wants to learn about my experience or has some questions about their journey, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, and I'm happy to help.
Love it.
Cool.
Thank you so much, guys, for taking the time to be with us today.
Cool.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.